to have you here, man.
Thank you. Good to be
Finally,
here.
we meet in person.
We do, finally.
We've been talking for, when was the first time? Like 6 months ago or more?
Yeah, probably more. I've been when I was doing my networking out to the people of Vienna and Austria. Yeah.
But why did you suddenly decide to start networking in Vienna? Why do you say that when you were doing that?
Well, that to me was where my background is in media, and that's to me where most of the media companies are, etc. And being the capital city, I thought that was a good place to start. Yeah.
So. But why now? How long have you been living in Klagenfurt for?
Oh, I've been living in Klagenfurt since 2023, February.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so...
Based on the fact that you just published a book, I thought you've been living in Austria for a much longer time.
No. I arrived in... it's been a long time getting here. It's taken 10 years to get to here, to this stage.
Okay.
It's been a long-term journey. It started about 10 years ago. So, Klagenfurt is where I am now. And, then the book came a few months ago. So been in Klagenfurt since 2023. So I'm studying there, Masters of Media Management and Convergence, and all subjects are finished. I just need to write my thesis.
Okay. Yeah. Well, congratulations on the book.
Thank you. It was a surprise.
It's called Tourist 50 Travel Tips from a Local. Greater than a Tourist. Now, as I understood, it's the Austria edition. You will tell me more about how it is split and how did this work in the sense that why Austria and why you.
Okay.
I read about Lisa, the publisher, and but just to, let's say, to plug it in, people can get these on Amazon, right?
Yep, they can get the digital version on Amazon or they can get a printed version as well.
It's called Greater Than a Tourist, Austria by Shane Grace.
That's it.
And I'm halfway reading it. I didn't finish it yet, I must say. But what I like about it so far, I will not spoil it. I mean, I'm not going to spoil it.
Okay.
But I like that it's very simple in a sense that it just tells me exactly as much as I need to know about it. And when I was reading the chapters, I noticed that not every chapter starts like, and now we're going to talk about this. So back in the day, it just gets to the point. This is what I need, and people can have in their pockets as they walk.
It's not not a travel guide for historical references or anything like that, because that's already covered in the market. You can get that in any travel guide. This travel guide specializes in 10 years of traveling back and forth from Australia to Austria, as well as pulling a lot of information from a lot of. I'm still very big in analog print media, so I still read a lot of the great travel magazines like Condé Nast and Wallpaper, etc. So I've been using those over the years to find ways where tourists don't go. So this book is the highlights of all those places that I've been to where it's mostly locals that go to. You'll get all those big tourist sensation places in other travel guides, but this one just cuts straight to the chase. And because what happens when I travel, I get hungry very quickly, and I need to know where to eat very quickly, because otherwise I'm going to kill someone. So that's why I've chosen some really good places to eat that have been tested, and even if they have got a little bit of strange quirks and that, I give people a heads up to push through it. It's worth it. Because everyone has different expectations when they come to a place to eat. So I'm just ironing out those wrinkles just to help them settle in.
I like very much the part, first of all, because I never saw someone recommending and paying attention to the fact that when you go hiking, you really should pay attention to the cows, because it can get dangerous. And this happened a couple of weeks ago.
Oh,
I don't know
really?
if you saw the news. We did publish the news at the International. And a woman was attacked by 2 cows.
I see.
Which it's really a dangerous thing, exactly as you put it in the book. But I like the part where you don't look the cows in the eyes.
Yes, it's they look so sweet and gentle on the side, but no, there are, when you go hiking, there will be signs pointing to you. And I thought it was silly at first. What, a cow's going to? That's the last thing I thought was going to attack me. But
it happened.
There's a combination of events that leads to that.
Especially with the dog things, they can get aggressive.
Correct.
The dog is just barking around and running, and it's true.
Yeah, and they're quite fast. Sometimes what happens is when you go hiking, you'll suddenly come down quite a narrow strip, and there will be cows there, and there's nowhere to go. You have to go very close past the cows, and and they could just take a few steps and really crush you,
exactly,
or push you further down into somewhere else. So it's a multiple impact.
So how did you do this for Austria? Because tell me about how this is an international franchise, can I call it?
CZYK is based in America, and they were reaching out to people who had foreigners who had lived somewhere for a decent amount of time. They were reaching out to writers, and I just put my hand up, and they said, "Yeah, sure, give it a go." And so it's probably my first long form writing in this sphere, and I loved it because I got to put down all the fantastic things that I've shared with my friends and family over the years, and it's finally there, and everyone else can share those great places that I've been able to experience as an insider. I feel really sorry for tourists and myself, when you go to a new city and you just end up in the tourist traps and you're paying so much and you're getting such bad quality especially for food and things like that, or helping people navigate the local customs when it comes to eating or hiking or just the day-to-day goings-on that you'll experience. That's what I put in the book. The strange things that you might come across are demystified. Yeah. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
And actually, though it has a big tourist logo up here and name. I think it's a guide also for newcomers to Austria, not only for tourists alone, people who will stay here a few days.
Yeah,
because I would find it very useful if I just moved here and, exactly as you say, I don't want to be overcharged for stuff. I want to enjoy it, and the tips are for everyone living in Austria, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. It's but the concept is that the publisher this is a greater than symbol. So it means the actual written title is greater than a tourist. Yeah. So you're going to be one level up than a tourist. So you've just got that insider knowledge, so you can navigate more with confidence. And but yeah, there's so many things that were right towards the end that I was putting into the book that I had learned that I didn't realize, when I was here, that got added to the book as well. So there's always, there's another book coming out as well that I'm doing that just concentrates on food as well, and it's got, again, more tips and tricks.
It's also about Austria?
It is totally about Austria, but it just concentrates on food, where to eat. So it's going more of a deep dive into the food aspect.
That must be fun to write. You probably visit a lot of places to eat.
Yeah, it is. It's great. And so now, whenever I go anywhere, I make sure I just take out my camera and whip out a few shots, because that's a big part of the process is getting permission for the images as well. So it's much easier if I use my own. And it's great to share this, to share these experiences with everyone who's interested in finding somewhere that really wants to get somewhere good to eat, and is not going to fall into a tourist trap. Yeah. It's an anti-tourist trap book. That's what it's about. And I don't know, personally, you'll also find throughout the book a lot of art precincts. So whenever I travel, it's me personally, I love to just go and see art and eat. That's pretty much it. And if there is something spectacular like the Prater, which is so amazing, I had to put that in, or there is an amazing view, for instance, Lame Cafe Bar, which is on the rooftop, that's in there. So if it's got an amazing view, or if it's an amazing thing, something that you would never expect in a city, it's in there. So that's mainly, and art spots. So there's a lot of, Austria is full of they are a creative bunch of people. There are stuff stuffed away in nooks and crannies that I feel as though it would take a lifetime to see everything that Austria has to offer. And not a lot of it, from what I can see, is shown even on platforms like Instagram or things like that. There's a lot of really hidden stuff that I come across that I've been able to uncover, especially towards the west of Austria, in Vorarlberg and things like that. There's amazing unique giant sculptures and spots that are just hidden there as landmarks I think anyone would be in awe of.
What did you try? I know in the book you recommend or you give tips about trains, but what is it the best way to travel to Austria so you don't miss anything?
Well, I had a cancellation today on my train, which is a first actually, because the trains are extremely reliable, I find, and you have the Klima ticket, which makes it really cost effective, but there's this term that I use in the book. It's called I heard it. I can't remember who said it once many years ago. There is an embarrassment of transport options in Austria and in Vienna. Because when you come here and you realize, my gosh, you don't need to even walk. Everything connects. You can get onto the main train, take a few steps, you're on the tram.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to get a bus. It's a few steps. Oh, I'm at my location.
Yeah.
It just connects so wonderfully. And it's funny because it's all perspective. I had a friend once who we were getting a tram somewhere, and it said, and we raced for it to get it, and it said, oh, the next one's in 7 minutes. He almost had a heart attack. 7 minutes? I'm not waiting 7 minutes for a damn train. I'm like, oh my gosh, where I come from, that's you wouldn't get anything under 2 digits, It's 10 minutes minimum, So they're a spoiled bunch here, I find sometimes.
Yeah, but where did you move from in Australia? Where did you used to live?
The last 14 years I was living in Sydney, but I'm from Perth in Western Australia.
Really?
Yes.
We had another guest here from Perth.
Oh gosh! Do you know which area, which part?
No, that's as far as it went, because I don't remember.
Wow, from Perth.
Yeah.
Okay.
What a coincidence.
Australians seem to be a rarity, and they're definitely a rarity in Klagenfurt. But yeah, from Perth, and then I travelled a lot through Australia when I was younger, and then I lived in Indonesia for 6 years. Between 2000 and 2006, I was based in Jakarta, came back. I always wanted to get to London. I thought I'd give London a go, but I thought, I'll just give Sydney a try. I'll dip a toe in. And I got stuck there for 14 years. And then I eventually got to Austria.
What were you doing in Sydney?
Well, my background is in media. Past basically was a commercial photographer and a commercial cinematographer for about 15, 20 years, mostly in Indonesia, and then in Queensland and Australia, and then some in Sydney. And then I moved permanently to Beyond Productions, managing their post facilities there, with a big team there. So Beyond, they do shows such as a lot of stuff for Discovery Channel or National Geographic. So I just can't think of one now. Mythbusters is one of their cash cows, yeah.
Oh.
So that's what they're famous for. And so...
but only the post-production? Or?
Yeah, the post-production was in Sydney, and then it's actually shot in the States.
Yeah.
So that was a really interesting time to work for them. And then previous boss of mine in Indonesia, Angelina Sumarno, she's a fantastic entrepreneur. I used to work for her for a magazine in Jakarta called PS, and that was the magazine for Plaza Senayan. Plaza Senayan is a very large shopping mall, and so this magazine was showcasing their wares, and it was a really high concept magazine. So they didn't use any models. It was everything had to be on a mannequin. It was for a design firm called Integra Dua Tiga. So the layout and the design, I learned a lot there about fonts and all sorts. Anyway, my boss there, she then got a job as I believe it is, as an attaché in Slovakia, so Bratislava.
Okay.
And about 10 years ago, I had to go to a wedding in the UK, and I thought I'll stop by and visit her. And we decided to go to Vienna for one day, and I was just gobsmacked. I was like, what is this place? Everywhere you looked, it was polished and gleaming and gold, and I was just gobsmacked. And every year after that, I kept coming back for a little bit longer. And I started to then change my career as well, because as a photographer and cinematographer, I came from a film era, so celluloid, where you really had to bake in your vision into the film. And it started to get a little bit boring when it came into the digital realm, because what used to take many hours or a lot of time behind the camera or in the film emulsion, in the processing, etc., you could do in 1 second in Instagram on a filter, It was just...
I mean, it depends on what you're going to do. It's not the same. You probably did a better job than an Instagram filter. It's not
It's a different look,
no.
but it didn't have the same adrenaline. It's scary waiting for the film to come back from the lab. It might come back black. My heart used to race every time going back to the lab to pick up the film. Thankfully, it never did. But that adrenaline was gone, and I just thought, I could see the writing on the wall. I thought, everyone's got a camera. Everyone's everyone can produce and create whatever they want. I'm more interested in how this world is changing, how the media landscape is changing. So I decided to go back to uni, and I did a degree in economics and commercial law at the University of Sydney, which was amazing and really difficult, and then went on to do the Masters at the Australian Film, Television and Radio School in Screen Leadership, which was equally amazing. And during that time, I was able to do a 1 month in Vienna at WU, Wirtschaftsuniversität, for a month. And when I was there, and I came back to Australia, and I just thought, I need to come back here for longer. So I started learning German back in 2017, 2018. And it's just been nonstop back and forth. And now I'm here for much longer.
But you're in Klagenfurt, right?
I'm in Klagenfurt. And Klagenfurt was just, because I was looking on the map and I thought, Vienna was what it was all about. And so there was this university, Klagenfurt. And I thought, because even though I did the Masters at AFTRS, the Australian Film, Television, Radio School. It was a fantastic course. I realized, because it was more for entrepreneurship, it was more about how to get money for a production, how to put the hat out to get money to get things going. And I realized I enjoyed more the analysis of media economics. And so I thought I need more skills in quantitative and qualitative analysis, and the University of Klagenfurt has that in its Masters. And so I thought, I'll enroll there and give that a go. And I thought, I won't get in. I don't know why. I just had no confidence that I won't get in. And then I had to do a video application, and then they sent like 5 minutes later, here's your application. When can you be here? I was like, oh. So that was completely out of the blue. And I knew nothing about Klagenfurt, only just the pretty pictures from the brochure.
It's a beautiful city.
It was an absolute surprise. I pinch myself every day when I live there, because I look out, when I head outside, and I can see the mountains that border Slovenia, and in winter they're snow-capped. And then I live by the Wörthersee, which is the most amazing, beautiful lake. Yeah. To me, there's two worlds to Austria. There's planet Vienna, and then there's planet Austria.
It's the same thing like Paris and France. Paris is not France, France is not Paris, and I think Vienna is the same thing. Vienna is not Austria, Austria is not Vienna.
Yeah. I would imagine that would be the same for France. Yeah. That's how I try to describe it to people. He's blown me away, and I'm like, Vienna who? Vienna. That's the icing on the cake. I get to come here on the train and visit, and
you come often now?
I try and come once a month. It goes up and down. And I love to come to watch. You have great cinemas here. You have a cinema on every corner.
Did you watch anything these days?
No. Well, I only got here today.
Oh, you arrived today? I thought you were leaving today.
No, just got here today.
Oh, now with the train you arrived from Klagenfurt now?
No, I got here. What time did I get here? Got here about lunchtime. Had to do some work, and last summer I had a fantastic 3 days here of just solid. Going to every cinema I could, watching the films in German that I could comprehend and get, or if there was anything in English, of course. It's a little bit difficult when I'm at home or in Klagenfurt, because I've really tried to watch dubbed films. As you know, in German-speaking Europe, all the foreign films are dubbed.
Which sucks.
With the voiceover.
I can say it. Maybe you don't want to say it, but I can say it. I don't like it.
It's very difficult. The voice, I'm sure they try and match it as much as possible. But
I'm not saying it sucks how it's done or the production quality or dubbing. I'm saying that it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's a separate. It doesn't. You're not fully immersed. For me, I'm not fully immersed. Sound is extremely important. But then you've also got that other issue in Western cinema where there's this whispering trend. Yeah. Everybody's whispering.
Yeah.
As if they... Anyway, that's another subject altogether.
Well, not to interrupt, but just to add, yesterday we watched a movie. It was a British movie from the BBC. It was called The Salt Bath.
Okay.
It's in Burkina. I can't say I can recommend it.
Yeah.
But it was with no subtitles in British English. It was this kind of talk. And I had such a hard time understanding double, because first it was whispering, and second because it was very British accent.
Was it a strong accent?
It was a very strong accent.
Yeah, that's a real trend lately, and it's being spoken about in lots of media outlets. Apparently it's breaking there's sort of an establishment where if you speak loud and clearly, you're considered old-fashioned. Maybe that's one aspect that I read. And if you sort of whisper, you're sort of more gritty and more edgy. That's my
Are you watching anything fun these days? What's the plan?
Well, I can't think off the top of my head anything that I've watched. I watch a lot of news. I do watch a lot of news. Okay. I switch between, because of the dubbing aspect. I don't really watch anything at home, so I switch between. I'm very totally absorbed in the news at the moment. I switch between either Al Jazeera or France 24. I find, and a little bit of NHK. I find those three networks pretty not too sensational. But the news is also awful at the moment. It's just then I switch on a screensaver of some pretty trees that they have on YouTube, and then that's it. But no, I'm looking forward to seeing. I haven't got a list yet, but I know that there'll be a heap of stuff to see in Vienna. Yeah,
there's a few movies going on. The Haydn Kino is in English. Okay. The Burg Kino is okay. I mean, not in English, but not dubbed. I mean, it's in original language.
Yep. Okay.
Sure, I can't think of any. The Gartenbau Kino is also original language, but it's closed until August or something.
Okay.
There are some open air cinemas, though the weather is not the best these days.
No, you've really got to pick your time. I did go to open air cinema last year when I was here to see Die Hände Orchlo's Hands, and it was fantastic. It was open air, and there was a live pianist. This is a silent era film. The pianist played for a good, I reckon it was between 60 and 90 minutes, non-stop for the whole movie. He got a standing ovation. It was amazing. So that was a highlight of last year's dose of films in Vienna. So I'm looking forward to this year's dose.
Planning to write any movie on your own? Working on any script?
No, I'm not a script writer. I don't have. I couldn't. I have some fantastic script writer friends, particularly in Indonesia. There's a few things bubbling there. Great script writer and film music clip director Joe Giovanno. Hopefully, he's got some things under his arm. What else? No, it's. I would love to shoot some film again. That's what I would love to do. I saw some recent black and white prints recently, and I was just awestruck by them. They were from the 1960s, and they just had this magic about them, and I just thought, I've got to get a film camera to shoot some film again. I've thought about getting a larger digital camera and going down that road, but it's not. It's just going to be that same click look. Oh, how can I improve that? No, I've got to stop that habit and just buy some film, buy a decent camera and just shoot and just see what the result is. Polaroids even. I'd love to get a decent sized Polaroid because I love, it is hard work. It's hard work getting, the processing and the printing and all that jazz, and you accumulate more stuff through it all. I think a Polaroid is a nice way to go because it's all in one and it satisfies that instantaneous desire that we've all been accustomed to lately with digitalism.
Film has made a huge comeback in the past years.
Yeah, there's a few people dotted through, a few publishers dotted throughout that still use film in their publications. Monocle Magazine is one that actually still uses film in some of their publications. I was quite amazed.
You mean about photos or videos?
For their photos, yeah. So film-wise, there's still people. Last year, I think I saw an Austrian film last year. What was it named?
Shot in film?
I'm pretty sure it was shot in film. Because what I could see, it had that look about it. And I don't have Beatrix. Don't quote me on this. I feel as though Beatrix is an Austrian film that I saw last year. It had that film quality about it.
Okay.
And I get it. You're always trying to capture something when you're shooting. And there is that desire for perfection, especially in the commercial world, to shoot digitally. But when I show people some of the older work that I've done, especially younger people, if you show them your showreel, and they sort of look at it and they go, there's something a bit funny about it, because a large percentage of it is shot on film. And they go, and they say often blurt out cinematic. I'm like, yeah, because it's shot on film. That's probably why. They're trying to put their finger on it. But it must have that certain other dimension to it. Thankfully, there's something out there. Yeah.
But last year, I know the Brutalist was shot on film, but it was in these with VistaVision cameras, and they had a very, very, very old film. I don't know where they digged it from.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's amazing how they find. We suddenly have these boxes full of film from the 60s.
Yes. Yeah.
Did you watch the movie?
They used to find whole films in baths, like of the silent era, just stored away.
Have you watched The Brutalist?
No, I haven't. No.
In my opinion, it has the best look I've ever seen.
Okay. Is it in black and white?
No, it's with colors, but it's extremely cinematic.
Okay.
The most cinematic movie I've ever seen.
Why is it? Is it because it's extremely wide, or is
it's extremely wide? It's also the color and the look is. It's exactly what we say that when we take a picture, and says we say like looks like very cinematic. That is what we mean.
Yeah, it's got that
or the looks and the filters, the Instagram filter. It's what everyone is trying to imitate.
Yes. Yeah.
You should give it a try.
Yeah, when I get 5 minutes spare.
3 hours and 30 minutes, actually.
Oh, you mean to watch the film? Sorry, I thought you meant to get to go and shoot something.
Or watch the trailer. Oh, no, I mean I'm talking about the movie now, but
Yeah.
What's keeping you so busy besides university?
Well, the coursework is out of the way. Now there's the thesis to write. And also doing some writing for some consultancies regarding the screen industry, etc. So that's been really interesting. Analyzing different sectors and compiling all that together, researching those areas. And language. There's a lot of language study that goes involved. Learning German takes time, and I just explore a lot more. Always often hiking and just exploring a lot of Austria. Yeah,
sounds cool.
Yeah, that's why I don't. I'm hardly online, or I'm hardly watching TV, because there's just so much to do out in the real analog world. Because it's so easy just to get sucked into that digital world, and you've scrolled and a few hours have gone by, and you've done that.
There's, let's say, digital makers like Zuckerberg, and I have stopped calling the real world and the digital world. Now they just call it the physical world and the digital world, and all of it is anyway the real world. With all this trying to push the meta and everything, they don't want it to feel like it's not the real world, so they say the digital world and physical world.
I see.
And both are anyway part of the real world.
How can they inhabit the physical world and the digital? I see. Yeah, they want to conquer both.
Yeah. So much going on. You started working heavily with AI, or what's your take on that?
I find AI is great for grammar. Great for helping with grammar checks. If you get stuck with a sentence, it's great for that. I find as a research tool, it's very good because all the other sites are filled with sponsored content and pop-ups, and it's really hard to get to the content you want. It's great because it unfortunately scrapes all that for free and gives it to you, but it hallucinates a lot. So I have to check anything that comes from any of those large language models. I have to check word for word and check all the citations, etc. It's given me a lot of it gives you a good starting point. But yeah, it's a good co-pilot when you're stuck for ideas and things like that. Yeah, but I keep it at a distance. Or for grammar, great for grammar.
How do you think it will affect filmmaking? Up to what degree?
Filmmaking. Well, there's going to be some clever people out there who are able to construct some great narratives by using AI. They're going to create some engaging content.
I mean, by what degree of using AI? Because using AI could mean, like, what you mean, generating the entire video with AI, or just
whatever they push the limits to. That's what the next generations always will do. They will do that, and I'm curious to see what comes out of people possibly completely constructing whole 90-minute narratives out of AI. I'd be curious to see what comes up. I mean, that's what, when you look at, we're always wanting, I think filmmakers and artists in general are always wanting that sort of magic box or that sort of separation. If you look at the data movement at the turn of the century, you know, when they would have these happenings, and they would get a piece of paper on the floor and cut up coloured paper and sort of drop it, and wherever it landed, that's the art. That's it. Frame it.
Yeah.
They want that element of randomness. They want to remove the human element from a lot of things, like Dali and his somnambulistic process, where he would create stuff as he was just falling asleep, because they want to remove the human consciousness to see what can happen. And I think maybe AI is sort of a little bit like that. It's the artists and filmmakers wanting someone else, a different brain to think from them. They want to get rid of all the worldly attachments and have a fresh brain and create something with that fresh brain. I think that's maybe way AI could be looked in a positive way rather than in a stealing, theft way, or in a ridiculous way where it just pulls anything and throws anything out.
I think it's going to work very well with post-productions, for sure, in film, like film editing. I don't think it's gonna. I think it's gonna work also in pre-production, like preparing, writing a project, budget.
Yeah, for previs and things like that.
Yeah,
it would be
but I don't think it's gonna stick heavily in production because of people watch movies because they want to. They don't have to watch movies. So we like watching actors and actresses playing and giving us emotions. And sure, it can be replicated visually only, but we know that. I mean, even with actors, we know that it's fake, but it's real for the moment.
Yes.
But with AI, it's like double fake.
Yeah, it will be similar how people go to watch an animated feature. It'll just be that next level of an animated feature, I guess, because a lot of people
for
have
animated
for that.
feature, it can work. I think 100% that they will do it with AI.
Yeah,
I remember, like, when was the first rec? Like 15 years ago or something, or 20 years ago. I was watching it behind the scenes, and they were talking about how one single scene of Shrek stepping into wet sand took them, I think, 2 weeks to digitally make. That thing just can be made in 5 minutes. That kind of scene. So for animated features, I think they will use it heavily, and at the end of the day, it's the same kind of thing. But for movies with actors, I don't think it's going to stick because people don't want.
No, they want something that they can resonate with. Yeah. And also the persona of the actor on the film, their parallel lives that they live off screen is a draw card.
Exactly what I was also talking with someone the other day. It's about, we follow the actors off screen. We like to go and meet them. We go in festivals when they come to our city. We look at them on Instagram all the time, what they're up to. And we don't like to follow an AI. We know it's fake then. We don't create goals around AI-generated actors. We create goals around real actors. If they see them sitting in a cafe in Vienna, we want to go to the same cafe because he or she was going. You know.
But you've seen yourself the photorealism that AI can create, and when you don't look at the hands, of course, it's the hands that give away. But the photorealism is amazing that it's able to produce. So, you know, maybe in 20 years' time, that photorealism, there will also be the film realism equivalent, maybe. Because I would be, a lot of people on LinkedIn, etc., you know, were sort of, there's a lot of negativity towards AI. And I saw some great shots come through recently of someone who just created these shots of people at the beach, people having a great time, blah, blah, blah. And they looked like they were out of a photo album. They had mistakes with them, you know, a slight flash blurring to the side, a little bit too much flash. You know, it even had visual or technical mistakes that people would make. It included those as well. So it was highly real, ultra real. So that, to me, if I was an art director or if I was a creative director at an agency and looking for a photographer to, because that was a lot of my bread and butter as a photographer, creating what was called lifestyle images. People at the beach, people at a cafe, people laughing with a drink, blah, blah, blah. A lot of, you see a lot of high-rise apartments that are for sale will use that type of imagery. Blank areas in a shopping center will always use that type of imagery just to fill in the gaps, brochures, etc. I don't have to send a photographer and a team out now to spend a week shooting that stuff and processing it. I just put it in the AI and it's there. It is right there. So I would be worried if you were a lifestyle photographer, someone. I think that's, and you're already seeing it now. You're already seeing it in people's blogs, especially and animation as well. Not animation, like drawings and things. 2D visuals. Our AI just does like that. So there's going to be a lot of job changes, even in programming. Everyone sort of thought, oh gosh, I need to do more. I should do programming. I should do Python. I should do but friends of mine who are programmers now are like thinking, white collar jobs are gone, because what used to take them hours to program and to debug, ChatGPT just says,
did you see Lovable? What's going on with it? No?
What is that?
Is this Swedish startup was founded 8 months ago and just raised 200 million euros in, I think it was like not very early stage, but still beginnings.
Okay.
With a few users. And what it can do is basically the same way Gemini VO3 or Sora can generate videos from prompt. It can generate an entire app from prompt. It takes 5 minutes. I tried it and I was shocked because they started with the idea that, like myself, every day I wake up with a new app idea. It's just like that.
Great. Yeah.
So, but I never do them because I don't know how to develop an app.
Yeah. Where do you start?
So I tried this one and they made it exactly for people like us who have no development skills. You just describe what you want and it gives you the app ready together with a website ready. I tried
marketing campaign.
Yeah. I tried it with an e-commerce website.
Okay.
Wow. It created the pages, the categories. Everything was there and it took 5 minutes.
Wow.
And it's now I think it's the fastest growing company ever.
And it's called Lovable.
Lovable, yeah.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
It's crazy. And it's the same thing that Canva did for designers pretty much, because that's what Canva did. Everyone now can design with Canva with no designing skills. Basically, before the skill was not the perception or the vision that you had or the creativity, was how to use Illustrator or Photoshop. And Canva removed all that. Now it made it easy. That's why it has, I think, more than 200 million users now.
Okay. So now you've got to get good with your hands.
On the other hand, I was still thinking that, though I have this app idea, I can do a draft with this, but it's still, to make it perfect and give it to the people, it will take work. And so it needs still a person behind it.
You can do a prototype now.
Yeah. I can do a prototype, but I still won't have the time to go out to be after it all the time, to improve it and to change features and stuff. So it's still going to take the same developer to work on it and even to write the prompts and work on it. So it's not going to take a developer's job.
Okay.
It's still going to be a developer to follow up and do it. That's what I think. The same thing with post-production. Let's say AI would do color grading now in movies. Sure, but it's going to be a person to tell what to do in managing.
That's true, yeah.
Because the director is not going to sit and do color grading, maybe for hyper small productions, sure, but not for big productions. And at the end of the day, small productions have anyway taken a lot of help with smartphones that have better cameras coming, professional cinematic cameras becoming more affordable, like the one we're using now, or Blackmagic cameras that you can get them for $1,000 and you shoot cinema quality. You can have a movie go into festivals if you shoot it. I mean, not if, but if you shoot a movie with Blackmagic, it can easily pass let's say the visual quality test for cinemas.
So then with that, by saying that and with that logic, then AI is going to democratize, for example, the app making process. Anyone can now be involved in the app making process, much like how cinema cameras became democratized through digitalization.
But I think it will change jobs, not that it will cut jobs. People will adapt to doing new things, just like with digital camera that arrived after film camera. Look at what's happening. Film cameras are making a comeback because people want them. People want that quality, and there will be both all the time. You still shoot pictures. You still some people still print pictures as well.
Okay.
I think there will be a change in the market rather than disappearing.
Okay, I don't have to learn knitting now. Thank you. I feel better.
No, because it's funny because when I moved to Austria at first, I was not hating myself, but thinking, I wish I could have some IT skills, which I don't. The only jobs I could find were in IT. There was nothing for me coming from the media. Yeah. But now,
exactly.
Maybe it would have been challenging nowadays.
Now it's opened up. It's cracked open the door a little bit.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So we're quite safe, I think, for a while. I mean, media it has always been where we learn about everything else. Without media, we don't know what's going on. So it's still a powerful thing that will always work, and there will always be people working for media.
Yeah. It's the same, I guess, with radio. People still turn on the radio in the car.
Yeah.
It still exists.
Definitely.
On the work site, you'll see a radio. They'll be there. Still there. Yeah.
I was at an office this morning. They had a radio. When I drive the car, I turn on the radio.
It's nice.
I mix it sometimes with Spotify, but I still use the radio as well. I like the feeling of being surprised of what song is coming next to the radio.
That's how you find out. That's the constant curation is that's following your algorithm is it's not going to give you that element of serendipity. Yeah. Which is what you need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's going to be for you. Maybe tomorrow I'll see if I can. I'll check it out. There's probably a filmmakers meetup in Vienna.
Yeah.
It's in English, and maybe you would like to check. How long are you going to be for 3 days?
Until Wednesday, 6 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Catching some Australian pubs here as well.
There is an Australian.
There are two.
Are there two now?
There are two.
Gosh.
There's one in Parkring, which is next to Stadtpark. And there's the one in front of Albertinaplatz.
Yes.
That's probably the one right?
Yeah, the old one. Popular. Yeah, okay. I don't think I've ever been inside. I didn't come all this way to go to an Australian pub.
I cannot tell the difference. Why they say it? What's the difference between Australian and Irish pub or English pub?
Or any pub.
Or any pub.
Yeah.
It has wooden floor, wooden bar,
wooden bar,
chairs, and it's the same. Maybe from the Irish, I can tell maybe just the color.
It'll be the type of
green.
Yeah, it'll be the type. And if there's darts, that might. Or do Americans have darts? I'm not sure. Yeah. If there's a dartboard, then it's But if there's a Stammtisch, it's a Kneipe. No, we're not in an Australian pub.
How's it going with the book so far?
The second one is already off, so I'll let you know when that one's done.
So also published by
same publisher. And I've got an idea for my own. Thinking about it's given me sort of more confidence to sort of branch out on my own. So just experimenting with some ideas on that. But I have to get the thesis out of the way first, and that thesis that I'm writing about is about how it's about film subsidies, because a lot of films, every country has its own mechanism to attract productions. And so a lot of them are in place to deflect American cinema dominating their local cinema screens. So they want to build and maintain their own national cinemas. But a lot of the time now it's used as an economic device to create, a rise in local economic demand for when a production comes. It's like the circus comes to town. So there's a few academics who are questioning this. How good is this in the long term? It's because what's happening now is that these films a lot of blockbusters are being subsidized by taxpayers. So taxpayers are subsidizing blockbuster films to come and shoot in their land from foreign films to come and shoot locally. So yes, they're great for stimulating the local economy, but some academics are asking, is this the best way to spend taxpayers' dollars? Should money be spent more on infrastructure, schools, long-term training, etc., things like that? So my thesis is going to try and look into a very small lens of that and to figure out the concept of what is sort of known, I guess, in marketing as a product placement. Cities as a product placement. If I have, the city of Sydney for 2 seconds in a film, is someone going to remember that, and is that going to make them want to go on a holiday in Sydney? If they see a certain iconic structure of another country, because a lot of the screen boards, when they are providing these funds, they do often like to have a money shot of their city in there as a promotion device. And I want to see if that promotion device, that the city as product placement has an effect on just a small sample. I'll say, look, I'm going to show you a few minutes of film, and there'll be a city in there. Did you see the city? Would you like to visit it? Just so to sort of see whether, are taxpayers in the long run willing to fork out to have their city shown off to the world as a tourist device? Are they willing to pay for that over, say, hospitals? It's basically the taxpayer aspect.
But the tourism aspect is one thing, because they are also bringing the money itself is coming also directly back to the country by hiring people from the country to work on the production. So tourism is more of a long-term return, but there's a direct return that we give you 1 million, and basically it's the same 1 million that is also spent here, so it's even. It's not a loss anyway. And everything that comes back then from tourism is a profit. Vienna, for example, has some criteria in the sense that you have to shoot at least for 1 day, I think, in Austria or Vienna. You have to hire at least a certain amount of people from Vienna if you want to shoot the movie here. I mean, if you want to get the incentive, not if you want to shoot. But there was something new that was said on Friday, 2 days ago in Salzburg. There was a Salzburg Media Summit. I was there, and from the Austrian Film Institute was said they used to have the Öffi Plus. I don't know if you know it. And now it's not Öffi Plus anymore, but the same amount of money will be put to the budget or the fund for regular productions, let's say, not productions that are coming from abroad.
I see.
While Visa Plus is making a comeback because it was kind of paused for a while. So will you also research the Austrian market on
it's not going to be researching a market in general. It's going to be researching the effect of the city as a product placement.
But I mean, as a study case, will we also take Austria? Institutions in Austria are saying they are getting up to 5 times return for the euro. For 1 euro, they're getting, I think, 5 euros back. Salzburg alone, so they're getting, if I'm not wrong, 4.5 euro back for each euro spent for each euro subsidized.
I see. Okay.
So I know that you can find some data on Visa Plus at the Austrian Business Agency. They're responsible for this aspect.
Right.
Maybe you should check.
It's again, it's a very small lens that I'm going to be looking through. It's mainly the impact of the visual of seeing a certain city. Is it going to have an effect to the viewer as to whether they want to visit that city, or did they even notice that city or not?
I'm of the same thesis as you're saying. I don't think that 1 second or 2 seconds would make me go there. Movies like Before Sunrise, they are the movies that make people go to the same cafe, because unless they spend a good amount of time and I don't clearly see the name of the place or something, I don't want to visit that. But what's happening often is that let's say a production is shooting in Spain to get an incentive, but then maybe it says that it's France or is another country. So they are using it only as a location, but not as a promotion. And then I'm not interested anymore I wouldn't be interested to subsidize this production because it's not clearly, as you say, making people come here in the future.
Yeah, it's just a backlot.
Yeah.
So it's just chasing for the dollars.
And it's, again, in my opinion, it's more about tiny touchable locations used in the film. For example, if you show me the whole coast of a country, then as a visitor, it's going to be hard to say, I want to go to the coast because this movie has been shot there, but it's 10 kilometers long and it's not the exact location. Me as a tourist, I will not be able to make a picture and compare it to the movie maybe, but it's if it's a cafe, the Kleines Cafe in Before Sunrise, then I know that it's this one thing and it's not hard for me as a tourist to go there and maybe take the same picture or enjoy the same view as they did. You know?
Yeah. So there's definitely the tourism aspect, which is right. So that's where the payoff comes from the investment. But it's when films that are shooting a sci-fi as a backlot, that's when it's sort of coming into, because suddenly this town gets all this economic development, but is that the best thing in the long term? Because often they'll have to import people as well at the same time, especially above the line people they'll still be importing. Again, just figuring out is that the best in the long term. It's a very
interesting topic.
I hope so, and I haven't even started. I need to get onto it.
But did you deliver did you get the approval?
The expose is ready to go. Yep. So it's all been ticked off, signed off, and I just have to sit down and write it now.
How long do you have?
So, I have 2 years, but yeah, but no, I want to finish it. Right? I want it done soon. Yeah.
But are you here as an international student?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then later, eventually, you're going to find a job.
Oh, who knows? Who knows what's out there? Yeah.
So that's cool. Hopefully,
it's all about the German.
I mean, maybe you're gonna move to Vienna after, since you like it a lot.
Klagenfurt is spectacular.
Yeah,
I love being close to Ljubljana. I love being close to Italy. Klagenfurt is equidistant between Venice and Vienna.
Really?
It is.
I didn't know that. It's a very fun fact.
It's just.
Have you been to Venice?
Yeah, a couple of times. Yeah, it's and it's got, and I think it's there's Vienna is my favorite city, and I think Venice is one of my ultra favorite cities as well. It's just so mysterious and so, especially when the fog comes in, and it's like nothing else.
Yeah,
it's mysterious, spooky city with the laneways, and I love cities where you can just get lost in and just wander down, and you lose your sense of direction. Yeah, they're the best.
I've never been to Venice. They say it's beautiful now. But I just hear because there are so many tourists going there all the time.
There are, but you can lose them very quickly.
Okay.
Yeah, they will all be, you'll see them. They'll all be there in the main piazza, etc. And because it's so big, it's like anywhere. You sort of get used to it a bit. But then it drops off very quickly once you go down all the little laneways and all the little tiny restaurants and stuff. It does drop off very quickly.
Can you write greater than a tourist?
I would
Venice
love to. Venice, I'm sure there should be a Venice one, but the trick is if people are trying to find places where the locals go, just avoid Instagram.
Yeah.
Avoid Instagram, avoid digital work. Bury your head in the newspaper, bury your head in the analog world, and that's where you'll find all the good tips and places, because they are the people who are paid to inspect or to try and uncover these things in places. So
totally,
because everyone, the Instagram feeds are where it's feeding everyone too. So you've got to get off that, get back into the analog world.
Probably I'm going to get a lot of Venice suggestions on social media after what we're talking. My phone is probably listening.
Yeah. Get all the algorithm pop-ups coming through.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I heard about, I don't know if you know, going back a little bit to Australian production, these two brothers, do you know them? The guys that did Talk to Me, that horror film.
Oh, Saw as well? No.
No, not so. It's they are very young. They did this ultra successful movie from Australia that was shot in 4 million.
See, I'm an absolute film snob. So if it's not shot in black and white and in
Okay.
4:3 aspect ratio with subtitles, I won't
can
know
make
about
it in black and white. That's easy.
I'm an ultra film snob. So anything that's ultra,
This explains the black and
terrible.
white pictures in the book.
Yeah, they would have got. Yeah, no, it's I'm really attracted to being taken into another world with the obscure art cinema. Love going to the Cinematheque where, there's only 2 other people in the cinema.
Okay.
It's that level of obscurity that I love. Not for obscurity's sake, but they just catch my eye. The really unusual pieces of cinema from around the world.
In November or December, I was at the Burkino because it was the 17th anniversary of the premiere of The Third Man. And they played it in 35 millimeter film.
Wow, nice.
It was the original film because the Burkino has the exclusive rights of the movies. Somehow they did the purchase long time ago.
Okay.
And they have the exclusive rights and they show it every day.
Right.
Since it has never stopped showing since it first showed 70 years ago.
I see.
So if you want to catch a black and white movie, The Third Man shows every day. It's the same.
Is it?
Not in 35 millimeter every
Okay,
day.
because I thought it'd be getting really ruined, that film.
Yeah. But you get it in black and white every day. If you want to watch a black and white movie, every day it's there. It's showing since 70 years. And I was doing a coverage for Burkino, so I go back in the projection room. And I had 2 projectors. One was digital new, and they still had the very old one of the Burkino.
Okay. Yeah.
It smelled good, and it felt so good being around it. It's beautiful. I'll show you the pictures later.
Cool.
It was beautiful.
Great.
But watching it in 35 millimeters, I had watched it before at home, I think. But watching in 35 millimeters, it's not even black and white. Like the black is almost like not brownish, but it's like a little beige a little bit,
Okay.
It's so beautiful, and you can tell that that's film.
Yeah, wow, okay. Hasn't got that solid digital black going on. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Wow.
It was an amazing experience.
I'm trying to figure out what's causing that color. Okay. Yeah, right.
I mean, it's old for one thing, probably.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, see, in the color, they would be trying to remove that. Be like, oh no, get rid of it.
Yeah. But you said you're trying to get a film. You want to get a film camera? Like
I want a lot of things. I want a lot of
videos or
things.
photos. You mean?
I want a lot. I'd love to. A Bolex with some 16mm, some Super 16 would be lovely. A Super 8 would be lovely. Polaroid would be lovely. Anything that I can do myself. Specifically, I like to load it myself, and then ship it away myself, of course, to be processed. But to be able to load it and operate it myself, and it's not too big and huge. So Bolex or CP16 or any of those small 16mm cameras, and even Super 8. Super 8.
That's the one that Spielberg said he had when he was a kid.
I'm sure, because that would have.
I think everybody had that.
Yeah,
right?
they're very
the most popular.
Late 70s, early 80s, before video came along. And when I was in film school, a lot of us had them ourselves, and we used to Texas. We had to send the cartridges to Texas to be processed. And I've shot a few video clips as well on them in Indonesia as well. And we've been getting some feedback. Just recently, actually, someone saw one of the music clips that we shot. This was in 2006 that was on Super 16. And they were just so mesmerized by why it looks so different, because no matter of filtration you can do replicates the original, because there's a lot of mistakes in it that filters won't often do. So I once the thesis is written, it's time to get some film happening. There's actually a Polaroid lab here in Vienna where they do a lot of Polaroid processing, and they create Polaroid. I think it's even. Or is it land film cameras, Polaroid land cameras, where they create their own from scratch and you can build it yourself. I must look them up again. Yeah, there's a good film and Polaroid community here in Vienna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's quite. There's 2 times a year as well. They do vintage sales of cameras. It's huge,
Okay.
and a lot of people find cool stuff there. I went this year, but I was. Let's say that I went there late, and all the good things were done. But it has gotten really expensive now. This market has become expensive.
Yeah, right.
I got my film camera, which I still have.
Okay.
I bought it like 10 years ago, and I bought it for $50. I think.
What did you get? What type?
I got the Canon Canonet. It's of 1971.
Canonet. Wow.
The Q3.
Okay. And what type of film does it take? What?
35 millimeter.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
35 millimeter.
I see.
It's in color as well.
Yep. Okay.
As I understand, it was kind of a popular home camera, like family camera. People,
easy to operate.
Easy to operate.
Okay.
I mean, it's 100% analog. It has nothing automatic. It's not like the Canon A1.
Okay.
That is automatic.
Does it have an internal light meter or anything?
Yes,
or?
it has an internal light meter. Yeah.
Okay, that's handy. That's good.
But it's in perfect condition still. I just developed the film recently.
And where did you develop the film?
Right here. So
Great.
by here, I mean, we're now the Impact Hub Vienna, and there's a small box there where you take a paper, you leave the film, and you write down your information, and you will be contacted with a link to pay.
Wow.
And once you pay, you will be delivered the film developed digitally.
That's great.
And if you want, you can return to grab the film.
That's amazing.
That is developed.
Wow.
It was very easy, and it was also very affordable. I think I paid affordable compared to the others. I think I paid either 10 or 12 euros for 36 shots.
And you got prints back?
No, not prints.
You got the processed. Oh, you got digital
processed
version.
film and the digital version of the pictures.
Wow.
But I have the processed film, so
great that's so easy to do.
Yeah,
amazing.
It was very convenient. Yeah.
Great. No, that's inspiring.
Yeah,
that's inspiring.
Maybe you make it like once a month. You come here.
I should, because I used to like shooting on Instagram because it was the square format, and square format is a very challenging format, and when you can get it right, it's really satisfying. But recently, because they all have to look the same, they're all scared of, they've all got a, I don't know. Anyway, they have created the opening page as landscape.
Yeah.
Or portrait, I should say.
Yeah, portrait. Yeah.
So it's like, thanks for that. I didn't sign up for that.
There's a new thing now. Now you have to accept the ads, and you get ad breaks. So you cannot scroll down for like 5 seconds because there's an ad. And it was funny. I had these choices. You either pay or you get the ads. I
saw that recently. It was about €5, was it? Or maybe?
I don't know. I wasn't even thinking for a moment.
Well, it used to be 30 euros when I got that offer, and it was about 30 euros a month to receive no ads. It had reduced dramatically when I got the alert the other day. Yeah, again, it's funny how what you sign up for 10 years ago is not the same as how it is today.
But on the other hand, it's a choice. It's because a lot of people get mad at them. I mean, one thing is getting mad about how they process the data. That's a different topic, data protection. But the other thing about the services, changing the format, changing the structure. It's a private company, and that we signed up for that, and it's a choice. We don't have to be there.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. No, I get that.
You don't have to get upset with it.
You're absolutely right.
Just quit.
Yep. I totally get it. It's a private company. They're a private entity. They can operate any
we
way
went
they wish.
to them. They didn't come to our homes.
Right. But it feels like at the beginning it felt very, sounds terrible, felt very communal and very, when Facebook was, it was very boring. It had nothing to it. But it was kind of dorky. But
it was more local, I think. We had the whole neighborhood. We were friends with the neighborhood in Facebook, and our classmates, and we would post status on that.
It was more enclosed and not so.
It was more closed.
Invaded.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There was in Indonesia. There was this fantastic platform, be 10 years ago now, called Path, and it was more popular than Facebook for a period in Indonesia. Yep.
Wow.
It's called Path, and it was lovely. It was a little bit like Instagram. You could only have a maximum 150 friends, and I don't even think you could comment. You could either like it, and that was it. If that was it was just pure square format shots coming through. It was lovely. But it went bankrupt because it happens when you're too nice.
Yeah, but also I think where Facebook stood out was with comments. That was the thing that happened best, and that's why people gathered more and more, because it was fun to comment. It was fun to swear on people from 5,000 miles away and say whatever you wanted to say.
It's just too dangerous now to go into that space. It's just not a pleasant space as much as it was anymore. I don't know.
No, I haven't been out.
If you really want to see humans at their, their most real, it must be an anthropologist's dream to look through a Facebook's feed sometimes. Yeah. But then again, it's also the bots. The bots, you don't know who's human and who's a bot. And sometimes it's very difficult to figure out what's real and what's not.
Yeah.
So that's why it's getting back to the analog world is the goal. It's hard. It's hard because it is inconvenient. But the digital world is so convenient. But you've got to resist.
Shane Grace, who wrote Austria Greater Than Trees.
We haven't really talked much about the book. Sorry to interrupt. We haven't really talked much about the book. But anyway, it's tips about if you want to know where the locals go and you want to know how to behave like a local. I'll give you a quick tip. Yeah. You know, when you go into a shop, don't just go in there, especially a clothes shop, flinging things around. I want to look at this, like a jumble sale.
Yeah.
This is the person's, that's their environment.
Yeah.
That is their environment, and you are coming into their environment. They are inviting you. Is it okay if I look at these objects that you, the owner, own? And again, we were talking about that whole private entity. They're a private entity and they can behave any way they see fit, and they can kick you out if they like, if you're not behaving right. So when you go into a shop, just always greet the purveyor, always say hello, and don't just walk in and ignore them, because you're going to
people.
you're going to someone's environment, and just make sure that you give them a hello, give them a nod, acknowledge. Yeah. Austrians are big on acknowledgements, and I love that. And you're leaving, you'll get that everywhere. You'll get that even in, like, if you have to go to the doctor's surgery, you greet the room when you walk in. You say good morning to the room, and from behind the newspapers you get a morning, and you when you exit the room you say Auf Wiedersehen. I find that a really lovely, quaint aspect about Austria. So when you go into the shop, just be mindful of that. Ask, is it okay if I sit here? You know, they often have their tables set up in a special area. That's why tourists get frustrated. They'll sit somewhere and they're not getting served. Like, oh, the service in Austria is terrible. But no, it's because you haven't told the staff where you are, or is it okay for me to sit here? You've just plonked there and thought that's where you can sit.
That's the point of having a waiter, isn't it? That they come to you when it's self-service. I get it.
To go, it's their environment, and they're managing that environment, and you need to make yourself known to them and say, is it okay if I sit here? Are you serving in this area today? I've had that happen. I've sat in an area that's really nice and away from everyone. There's no one there because they're not serving that area, and I've had to leave the cafe, and I realized
it's hard for me to support, the argument that waiters in Austria are polite. I have by now I have given up trying, for one thing. I don't even care anymore in that sense. But I don't think they appreciate what we do for them as well, because the first thing is to be thankful that people have chosen to come to you and give you money instead of another place.
See, I totally disagree. Yeah. I think Austrian service is one of the best in the world. Oof. It's fast. And it's prompt, and they are getting you sorted.
Okay.
You have it. So now what do you do when you go in? Do you go, Grüß Gott?
Yes, we're two people. Where can we sit? We sit.
Yeah.
And then there's no thank you. There's no welcome.
You speaking German or English?
German.
Okay.
Why should it be a difference?
Because this is Austria.
Ah, there you go.
You've got to speak German.
Yeah.
So don't just, at least ask, do you speak English? Don't insinuate that everyone's suddenly, will automatically speak English. This is German. Austria.
When it's a restaurant like in the middle of the city and it's a tourist area, people who work there, they know what they sign up for. They know that it's going to be 99% tourists, so they can expect that people walk in and speak in English, and they shouldn't be offended if someone walks in.
I wouldn't expect that in Sydney for a massive tourist population there. For what a tourist coming into a shop to expect the purveyor to speak in their local language. It's automatic that it is in English because it's an English country. So they're speaking the local language. But in Austria, no, I find and so keep going. Oh
yeah, even recently, all the time. It's the other day I was at the cafe in Neuermarkt here in Vienna, which is in the center, and we asked someone, we wanted to pay, and we didn't see our waitress. So we asked her colleague, we want to pay, and she just said, "It's not me." Well, can you help us to call your colleague? It's not me. You should find her. And I don't think that's polite, but that's exactly what I told you. No, we come here to give you money and contribute in your salary. They could at least be smiley and say that you're going to help us with it, because that's what that's why it's hospitality business.
It's gastronomy.
Gastronomy and hospitality is the same thing. Same thing for some hotels as well.
The hospitality is different. I've seen it completely different. I see it as, wow, they're fast. They get your drink sorted as soon as you sit down. Then there's no airs and graces. There's no subservience. There's no. It's like, what do you want? I'll get it for you. Back, bang, got it. There you go. They're gruff about it, but man, I find that I like that. I find it really refreshing. They know what they're doing. They'll get you sorted. They'll get you satisfied. They'll give you a laugh at the end when you pay the bill. They've got a million things on their mind. This is their life. This is their life. They've got a million things on their mind. They've got making everyone happy, and I have massive respect, and I just go, yep, you're in charge here. I will oblige, because you're going to get me served. You're going to get me what I want. And yes, as an Australian, where we have a different service culture, it can be quite. Yeah, sometimes I get a bit. Oh gosh, you wouldn't get away with that in Australia with some comments. But then that's culture. That's different countries. That's how it is.
But so they are not very polite all the time. I'm not saying that this is culture, yes, but it's not.
It's not about what. I can't use the word polite. It's service, and it's operating, and it's functioning, and it's getting it done, and it's efficient, and it's.
But how is
that
not working? Italy has super efficient service. America has super efficient service.
I find Italy the opposite. I'm waiting forever in Italy. I couldn't. No, Italy. I'm looking at my watch. I'm like, is anyone going to serve me? Does anyone know I'm here? That's what I get in Italy. See, I've had a very different experience. Yeah. I find Italy very frustrating, and nobody eats in Italy. Nobody eats, because have you had breakfast in Italy? Yeah. Italy breakfast is a piece of cake, a cigarette, and a coffee. I can't survive on that.
That's what you choose. You can order more.
That's what I get given. And then lunch is everyone's just having grissini sticks with some prosciutto.
That's the cuisine. It's a different thing. If we're going to talk about cuisine, Austria has nothing but schnitzel.
No.
And potatoes.
Rubbish. No. the Kaspressknödel and Käseknödel and Germknödel and Tafelspitz, and Austrian food is fantastic. I'm going to get back to Italy. At lunchtime, last time I was in Italy, I had to have a kebab because everywhere was closed at lunch, or they were just having nibblies. I couldn't find any. Dinner, yes, dinner's fantastic. Dinner, yep, amazing. We had 12 courses for dinner, lunch or dinner one time. But yeah, no, I can't wait to get back over the border when I'm in Austria. I'm like, I'll get my...
For gastronomy, I would say I love Italian food as well, France. That's why I said cuisine.
There is more variety. I will admit, there is a bigger variety, but sometimes I'm just too damn hungry. I don't want variety. I just want my Käseknödel now.
Well, sometimes here in Vienna, I want to go and eat somewhere on Sundays and everything is closed. Even restaurants. This is what I don't get.
Yeah, right.
Many restaurants are
keep
closed.
that. Don't open on Sundays. Keep that, because that Monday to Sunday lifestyle is... That's what Sydney was like.
No, I didn't say Monday to Sunday. They could be Tuesday to Sunday.
I see. Okay.
One day off, I agree, because I worked in gastronomy myself, and I appreciate the day off as well.
No, I get it.
But I'm just saying that Sunday is where people could.
But then you always feel sort of compelled to go out then, and you sort of feel bad for just staying at home and doing nothing on a Sunday, which is your God-given right. I think.
Sometimes we find ourselves outside because we go for coffee, for example, on Sunday, and then it's almost lunchtime, and we say, okay, let's go eat something. And we find so often many restaurants just close on Sundays.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Which is, to me, weird.
Yeah, right. I have not much experience with Sundays in Vienna. Okay. I'll note that, and I'll keep an eye out for maybe the next book.
But I agree that it's part of the culture. And that's how it is. It's how it is, and that's what it is famous for, in a sense. Maybe this is what it's good that did you put that in the book? I haven't reached that part.
I have mentioned the service culture here.
Yeah.
How efficient it is.
Okay.
And how you should announce yourself to the staff. Make sure they know where you are. Is it okay if I sit here? I might be sitting in a Stammtisch. Oh, I would be mortified if I sat in a Stammtisch.
Let me get this passage here that I like. Champagne for breakfast.
Champagne for breakfast?
Yes.
I can't even remember that. What is
So I will read it. I'm going to read this because every New Year, every first day of the year, me and my family sit with champagne and panettone and watch the New Year's Eve concert. So that's champagne for breakfast for me. And it says, not so much as a drink, but a place to drink. A hobby turned import business by ex-cameraman Babak Sadian. His travels far and wide saw him bringing back all manners of exotic delights, and now gives locals the opportunity to enjoy them too, with his little corner shop Caviar Markt in Klagenfurt's Benediktermarkt. If you don't see the sign, you will certainly see locals quaffing bubbly while snacking on dates and salmon, or possibly picking up other imported delicacies such as saffron, caviar, etc.
Yeah, that's a really ritzy point. In Klagenfurt, it's just this little tiny champagne bar, and they start early. hence it's champagne for breakfast.
We got a lot of things here. We got things about Eisenstadt, of course. So you covered different parts of Vienna.
From east to west of Austria, the highlights. Yeah.
Vorarlberg, where to stay like a local.
Vorarlberg is exquisite.
Carinthia, where to stay like local, which is Klagenfurt. Klagenfurt is.
So it gives you the option of if you want to be near the lake or you want to be in the city. So I've given people where the best spots are, just to plonk yourself.
It has 50 travel tips.
It's got more.
More?
I've buried more than, I couldn't give 50. I buried more than 50 in that.
Yeah, it definitely has more than. And it has a QR code at the end for the audiobook if someone wants it.
Oh, wonderful.
The audiobook as well. So you can order it on Amazon. It also has the website greaterthanatourist.com. Probably you can get it there as well.
It's greater than a tourist is the concept.
Link is in the description for those who are interested.
Thank you.
And I'm sure it's going to be a success because I already like it and I will share it with some people I know who would like to visit Vienna. I'll just read the last part of it on its back covers. It's Greater Than a Tourist, a travel guidebook with 50 travel tips and more from a local. Slow down, stay in one place and get to know the people and culture. By the time you finish this book, you will be eager and prepared to travel to your next destination.
That's the Ziel, the goal.
Very cool book, and I like the softness of the cover.
The publishing's good. Yeah, it's kind of great. Thank you.
Well, great to have you here, Grace.
No worries. Thank you.
It was a pleasure.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. As always, recording from Impact Hub Vienna, as always, with beautiful and great guests.
My pleasure.
Till next time.
A great host.
Cheers.
Thank you. Ciao.